Welcome back to Orange Blossom Healing, the channel where I am excited to help you feel better with diet and lifestyle. Today we are going to talk about the 10 health hacks that I believe could change your life, and they are easy, accessible and free. So stick around if you want to learn more about those. I have created a completely free guide for you, which you can download by clicking the link below and get it straight into your inbox. This guide contains all the information about the 10 free health hacks we're going to talk about today, how you can get started, and a load of extra resources to help you on your way. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's dive in. As women, we are always rushing around, right? The to-do list is endless, and it's so easy to think about everybody else before we think about ourselves. We often end up running ourselves down, running into burnout, getting sick before everybody else or alongside everybody else. And it's because we're not taking time for ourselves. But you've heard the adage, if you don't make time for your wellness, then you'll have to make time for your sickness. It is so true. It's better to take time now to start to build small habits and include them in your life that will build resilience to stress and will build wellness, so that when the shit hits the fan and when life gets difficult, you have tools that are going to help you to deal with that better and recover quicker. I am so excited to share this free guide with you. It's something that I have really found benefit from working with my clients, and I have decided to share it with the world for free because I know that it can impact your life just like it's impacted mine and many of my clients. The first health hack is, of course, fasting. So Free Health is an acronym, and each of the letters stand for one of the free health hacks. I'm a certified fasting coach, and I believe passionately in the healing power of fasting. So if you are struggling with anything, all the way from type 2 diabetes to autoimmunity, PCOS, menopause, even PMS on your regular period, fasting can help. It is a fantastic way to clean out your cells, removing sick cells from your body, sweeping out the bad bits from cells and retaining only the good. It also, depending on how long you go, gives your microbiome in the gut a chance to regenerate, build new cells, and geographically relocate cells within your body so that you can better absorb nutrients when you do eat. Does fasting mean you need to stop eating forever and forget food and not love it anymore? Absolutely not. I love food. Anybody who knows me will tell you that it's one of the most important things to me in the world. It is one of life's precious gifts. That's why my community is called the Fasting Foodies, because just because we fast doesn't stop us from being foodies. So if you want to learn more about fasting specifically, I recommend you join my community on Telegram, and I'm going to link that below too. Fasting takes absolutely none of your time. Obviously, you can do it whilst you're doing your normal life. So it's zero time commitment, zero financial commitment. All you need to do is stop eating for a period of time. And the benefits for weight loss and a reduction in things like a recurrence of breast cancer start at just 13 hours. So all you need to do is, for example, stop eating in the evening at 6 p.m. and wait for breakfast until 7 a.m. And that's it, you're done. If you want to find out more about what you can and can't eat and drink during a fast, then check out one of my videos in the playlist where I go into much more detail on that. Just to say, nobody under the age of 18 should be fasting, so this is not one to get your children involved with. And if you are pregnant or vulnerable, then please speak to your health practitioner or doctor before you look into fasting. Hack number 2 is reading. Who knew? I've always loved reading, and I'm so grateful to my parents for nurturing this love of books from when I was really young. So I was absolutely over the moon to discover that reading 30 minutes per day on average increases longevity by up to 2 years. And people who read lots are generally more intelligent, have more empathy, have a wider vocabulary, and there are a number of other benefits that influence your overall health just by reading. So if you're already a reader, that's a tick without doing anything else. And if you're not, why not start today? I used to read so many fiction books. I loved them. I grew up reading them. I read them through all my teen years and my 20s. And then I found when I had children, it was really difficult to find the time. And since then, I have been studying. And so I've read so many non-fiction books and found it really hard to make time for fiction books. Now, obviously, with this hack, it doesn't matter what you're reading. Non-fiction is just as good as fiction in terms of the benefits. But I really love stories and being transported because I feel like that's something I'm not so good at myself. So if you have any good recommendations for fictional books, drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear them. The third free health hack is probably one you've heard about because there's a lot of buzz about it at the moment, and that is exhale, which stands for breath work. The reason I call it exhale is really simply that the easiest thing to remember is your exhale, your breath out, should be longer than your inhale, your breath in. As soon as you do this, you move yourself into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest system, where your body calms down and cortisol or stress starts to be released so that we can feel calmer, happier, and face life in a better mood. The benefits to breathwork are countless, and there's a ton of content out there about this and more in the guide where you can specifically learn different techniques and how they affect you. But taking a few minutes every day to just focus on your breath and breathe consciously is something that takes very little time. You can do it whilst you're in the shower, even whilst you're in the car, or whilst you're making your cup of tea or coffee in the morning, and just focus on breathing in for 4 or 5 or 6 seconds and doubling that on your breath out. As a really easy challenge to get you started, see how few breaths you can do in a minute just by focusing on the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. When I'm doing really well, I can get down to 2, but I'm aiming for 1.5. So 1 inhale, 1 exhale, 1 inhale. Let me know. Hack number 4 is engage, meaning engaging with people around you, creating and participating in community. Did you know that you are 50% more likely to die prematurely if you don't have strong relationships in your life? I know that most of us do, but in this world where technology is taking over and we're constantly encouraged by social media to isolate ourselves, differentiate ourselves, separate ourselves, actually what we should be doing is coming together. And some people do this brilliantly, and for some people it's a little bit harder. But I really just want to bring to the light how important it is to connect with other people every single day. It actually impacts your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health to do this. You can learn more about the science and how to engage if you're not sure in the guide that you can download below. Hack number 5 is hug. I love this one. It's all about oxytocin from touch and feeling. So oxytocin is the happy hormone, the love hormone. It gets released when we feel loved and safe and at our happiest. So you can get oxytocin from all sorts of things, like playing with your pets and cuddling them, or playing with your children, laughter, holding hands with your partner, anything else intimate and physical. But the one that I love the most is hug. So if you can find somebody to cuddle for 1 minute every single day, this induces a huge rush of oxytocin into your body, which affects you neurochemically and will impact your overall health enormously. Hack number 6 is earth. So earthing is one of the ones that I have found clients struggle with a bit in the UK because obviously we have lots of cold, rainy, not so great weather. The practice of earthing or grounding is getting your bare skin in contact with the ground. So it could be grass or soil, a large body of natural water, sand. It doesn't matter what it is, but think your body on the earth. Now, the easiest way to do that for a lot of people is gardening. And if you're a gardener, fantastic. You'll be doing lots of grounding whilst you're outside tending to your plants and nurturing them. If you're not and you don't spend so much time outside, the easiest way to ground is to take your shoes and socks off and put your feet on the bare ground. If you're lucky enough to have a garden, fantastic. Spend 10 minutes out in your garden, in your bare feet. You can wrap up as warm as you like up top and still get the benefits as long as there's that connection via your feet. If you don't have a garden, you can either do this in the park, or if you can get yourself down to the beach, you could swim at times of year that you're brave enough to or that it's appropriate to in the sea or lakes or rivers. The benefits of grounding conduct via trees and plants. So if you even just spend some time with your hands on trees or on rocks and stones that are connected to the ground, to the bare earth, those also conduct this energy. And it sounds a bit woo-woo, it might sound a bit crazy to you, but it's all about our circadian rhythm. So this is our rhythm, our 24-hour body clock that is set by nature. If you think once upon a time, we really followed nature's cycles. We followed the seasons, we followed the moon, we followed even the time of day. We'd wake up with the sun and go to sleep when the sun went to bed. We obviously don't do that anymore, and it's not realistic in our day and age to do that, but it's really beneficial to your health to be as close to that as you possibly can. So grounding reconnects your circadian rhythm. It lowers cortisol, it puts you back in your parasympathetic nervous system, and it re-energizes the body. Find out more in the guide below. I always go back to our ancestors and think about how they lived and how they survived. And they did so much with so little. And now we are absolutely spoiled for abundance and choice. And whilst we're so lucky to live in a world of that, sometimes it makes things confusing. It feels a little bit like we should be doing more. We should be doing a million things and paying for all of these new experiences and fads. And that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. I prefer to just go right back, rewind, keep it as simple as possible, and focus on things that are accessible and free to build our health that everybody can do anytime. And you can even do them with your family, with your friends, or by yourself, whichever you prefer. The 7th health hack is affirm, standing for affirmations. So you may have heard of these before. They got made really big by people like Oprah Winfrey about 20 years ago, who started talking about them, and lots of famous people and athletes use them and talk about them to manifest winning or doing well at the sports that they are participating in. This hack is really about controlling your mindset and understanding the power that that has over your mental, emotional, and physical health. Again, this is one I find that clients can really struggle with. They think it sounds a little bit crazy and like it's not going to have a tangible effect. But not only will I link some studies below and a couple of really interesting podcasts for you to listen to by doctors talking about the neurochemical impact of affirmations, but also I would just encourage you to give it a go. It takes literally a question of a minute or two a day to first develop your affirmations and then repeat them to yourself. You don't have to take even a specific time out of your day. Again, you can do it whilst driving, whilst you're in the shower, whilst you're doing something else, and just repeat them over and over to you in your head. You might want to write them down, even create a vision board, but the effect of having affirmations, and they need to be unique to you, is enormous on your psyche. Did you know that 98% of the thoughts you think every day are the same as the thoughts you thought yesterday? What a waste of time. What a waste of the power of our brain. And especially if your thoughts are telling you that you're not good enough, that you can't heal, that something within your body is not working, then your body will believe that, because the stories we tell ourselves become our reality. Our personality is our personal reality, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says. So affirmations are a way out of that, to rewire the brain and tell ourselves different stories, allowing us to heal and to be happier and healthier. Hack number 8 is lift, and that represents strength training. So I only came to the importance of this around a year and a half ago, and it is being talked about more. I feel like being strong is the new skinny. So a lot of women online are talking about being strong and the importance of it, and that's fantastic. The reason that we need to be strong is because muscle deteriorates rapidly, especially for us women, once we hit menopause and start to age. If we lose muscle, we can't do the simplest things like getting up out of our chair, taking something out of the cupboard, and going on a walk. The physical way that we live our lives now, day to day, will become challenging if we don't have muscle when we grow older. Not only that, but muscle helps you to burn fat. The more muscle you have, the easier you will burn fat. So there are a ton of benefits to lifting. And when I talk about lift, I don't necessarily mean huge dumbbells or a big kettlebell. You can do strength training just with the weight of your body. And there are a million ways to do that. I am not a PT, but I have found so many different ways into strength training. And I hope that some of the resources in the guide will call to you so that you can do this and reap all of those amazing benefits. Now, this one is completely free. Again, all of the health hacks are free, but it does take a little bit of time. Research shows that just 3 times a week of strength training is enough. So all you need to do is find 20 minutes 3 times per week to dedicate to building up your muscle, and you'll be golden as you age. Hack number 9, almost there, is thank. So gratitude is so important, and I speak a lot about this on my socials. I find it an incredible tool for resilience to stress. So having young children can sometimes be super hard, and I know that if any of you are mums out there, you'll relate when you feel like there are those days that you just want to pull your hair out or scream. Gratitude can help with that. It helps me to feel so much calmer and so much more ready to deal with the arguments and the difficult situations. And obviously this also translates to the work environment, to a difficult relationship, to anything that you're facing. All you need to do with gratitude is spend a few minutes, ideally in the morning, because I really think it sets you up for the day, listing in your head what you are grateful for. Try to think about different things each day. It doesn't just have to be the house that you live in, the roof over your head, but it can also be your health, the health of your family. It can be really small things, that you have your favorite flavor of herbal tea to drink this morning, or that your breakfast was amazing. It can be the color of the sky, or the fact that you got to see sunrise today. It doesn't matter what you're grateful for, but you will notice that the more you repeat what you're grateful for in your head in the morning, the wider your smile and the better you feel. And this is proved by science. So check out the guide for the scientific background on the benefits of gratitude. I am grateful for you watching this video right now, and I hope that you will click like and comment if you have anything to feedback below. And maybe you can tell me out loud one thing that you're grateful for right now. The 10th and final hack is hike. So hiking is defined as extended walking for pleasure or exercise. And it's so powerful to know that just walking, which seems like such a simple practice to those of us who have the privilege to walk, can change your health immeasurably. Walking improves weight loss, it can improve memory, focus, it reduces stress, it increases your resilience to stress, it increases creativity, promotes better sleep. There are so many benefits to walking. And one of the biggest ones that's being talked about a lot at the moment is the fact that it also reduces your glucose spikes after you eat. So my super easy recommendation and hack is that if you are having something really sweet in the day, like a snack or a dessert or something that you feel is a bit naughty and you shouldn't be having, or if you have a big plate of carbs like pasta or something that you know is going to be difficult for your body to deal with, just go for a 10-minute walk straight after you've eaten it, and you will reduce your glucose spike in your body by up to 30%, meaning that your metabolic health, your overall health will be better. What we want to do with glucose spikes is reduce them and have as few as possible in order that our glucose is steady. Especially as women in our 40s and approaching menopause, it's really important to keep glucose down. Walking is incredibly healing. So if you feel that walking is within reach, even just a few steps, even just a few minutes is a brilliant start. And again, I'm going to send you lots of recommendation and resources so that you can find somewhere to get started. I think wellness and health has got so complicated. In this space that I am privileged to be a part of, we talk about so many different things that you can pay for to improve your health. And whilst there is space for all of them, and they are amazing, and we're so lucky that they exist, I want to really just bring us back to what nature gave us and what we can all do for free. I know that life is so expensive, and it's really hard sometimes to feel like you're keeping up with all of these new trends and fads and things to try. We all have our priorities. We all want to go on holiday. And so if you can just make your wellness things that you can do for free, included in your day-to-day, I think that it can be life-changing. And then if and when you have maybe bigger challenges, that's the time to deep dive into herbs and infrared saunas and deep tissue massages and the millions of things that you can do and pay for out there that are really good for your health. So, I hope that you love my free health hacks as much as I do. I am so excited for you to get started with them, and let me know in the comments which one you like the most, which one has the biggest impact on your life. And I'll be making plenty more content about each one to deep dive soon. So watch this space if you'd like to see more. And don't forget the Orange Blossom Healing philosophy to eat green, act kind, and think happy. These hacks cover all three of those in depth, and I know that these can help you to heal and to live a better, happier, fuller life. Enjoy.